Hello students, having completed chapter 1, we proceed further with the next chapter, chapter 2, some basic concepts of macroeconomics. We have the following 7 topics to study in this chapter. Number 1, classification of goods. Number 2, concept and components of consumption expenditure. Number 3, concept and components of investment expenditure. Number 4, stocks and flows. Number 5, 4 sectors of the economy. Number 6, intersectoral flows. And the last and the final topic of the chapter, circular flow of income. Today, we will proceed with the first topic, that is classification of goods. So children, goods according to economics can be classified into the following 2 major types: final goods and intermediate goods. Let us see what are final goods. Final goods are those goods that are used for final consumption and no further value addition is required to these goods. Further, most of the commodities purchased by us as consumers are final goods. For example, salt, pizza, clothes, cars, pens, shoes, etc. Further, final goods may be categorized into the following 2 types: final consumer goods and final producer goods. Let us now see what are final consumer goods. So, final consumer goods are those goods that are purchased by households or consumers for consumption purpose. They may further be categorized into the following 4 types. Number 1, durable goods. Number 2, non-durable goods. Number 3, semi-durable goods. And number 4, services. Let us now see the 4 types one by one. Durable goods. Consumer durables or durable goods refer to those consumption goods that can be used for a longer time period. These goods generally have a high market value, and also during the purpose of consumption, these goods are used more than once and repeatedly. For example, a car, a computer, etc. Number 2, non-durable goods. Consumer non-durables refer to those consumption goods that are meant only for immediate consumption. As against consumer durables, consumer non-durables generally carry a low market value and can be used only once. For example, fruits, vegetables, milk, etc. Number 3, semi-durable goods. Consumer semi-durables refer to those consumption goods that can be used for a longer period of time, but less than the durables. These goods carry a relatively higher market value than consumer non-durables and can be used more than once before getting finished. For example, clothes, shoes, pen, etc. Number 4, services. As against the consumption goods, services are non-material in nature. However, they satisfy human wants directly. For example, services of a doctor, services of a teacher, etc. So children, moving further, the picture summarizes the different examples of consumer goods with their different types. Say for instance, an oven, a cycle, a refrigerator fall into the category of consumer durables. A toothpaste, a toothbrush, bread, and unpreserved fruits fall into the category of non-durables. Whereas fruits such as apples, artificial flowers, handbags, etc. fall into the category of semi-durable goods. Also, activities like hairdressing and landscaping fall into the category of services. Let us now see what are final producer goods. These are purchased by the producers to be used in the production of other goods. For example, machinery, petrol, coal, etc. The picture below gives the various examples of producer goods. Next, let us discuss what are intermediate goods. These are those goods that are not ready for final consumption and require further processing. These goods are purchased for the production of other goods. Let us see the example in the picture. Salt can either be an intermediate good or a consumer good. Let us see how. A baker bought salt and makes bread and adds salt to the bread. Thus, salt being added to bread by the baker makes salt an intermediate good in this case, whereas in other related case, the salt being consumed by the consumer directly at home makes salt a consumer good in the second case. So students, आइए देखते हैं आज हमने क्या क्या पढ़ा. Let us see the summary of the session that we did so far. Goods can be classified into final goods and intermediate goods. Goods को हम basically दो तरह से classify करते हैं, final goods and intermediate goods. Final goods are the goods that are bought by households and consumers for the purpose of final consumption. No value addition is required to these goods. Final goods वो goods होते हैं जिन्हें consumers या households final consumption के लिए खरीदते हैं और इन goods में किसी भी प्रकार का कोई भी value addition हमें नहीं करना होता. Intermediate goods, on the other hand, are goods that are not ready for final consumption. These goods need further processing. Intermediate goods वो goods होते हैं जो final consumption के लिए तैयार नहीं होते और इनमें हमें कुछ ना कुछ further processing करनी बाकी होती है. Final goods can further be categorized into final consumer goods and final producer goods. Final goods को फिर से हम दो भागों में बांटते हैं, final consumer goods and final producer goods. Final consumer goods may further be categorized into durable, non-durable, semi-durable and services. Final consumer goods को further हम चार भागों में बांटते हैं, namely durable goods, non-durable goods, semi-durable goods and services. Final producer goods are purchased by the producer and used in the production of other goods. Final producer goods lastly वो goods होते हैं जिन्हें producer दूसरे goods की production में इस्तेमाल करता है और ये goods producer द्वारा ही खरीदे जाते हैं. So students, this is topic 1 of the next chapter, that is classification of goods. In the next class, that is on Wednesday, we will discuss the second topic to the chapter, that is concept and components of consumption expenditure. Thank you.